So, Sierra Leone.
11 years of civil war killed at least 50,000 people and forced 500,000 from their homes.
Diamonds, right?
Rebel fighters enslaved locals to dig for so-called blood diamonds.
Natural disasters.
We've just been to the site where the mudslide happened on Monday.
The number of the missing is still unknown.
A crowd of people had gathered near a fuel tanker that had been involved in a collision. A bus full of people nearby was completely burned.
Health crisis.
Go to the deadly Ebola outbreak.
The world is losing the fight against Ebola.
Rape and gender-based violence.
5-year-old Khadija Soko was raped and killed in Sierra Leone in June.
On this note, ladies and gentlemen, I therefore declare rape and sexual violence as national emergency.
What if I told you there is a different Sierra Leone than what the media has led us to believe? This is Sierra Leone.
Good morning. It is day 21 of the 520-mile walk, and this morning we are in Kabala. I woke up and surprisingly my allergies have been super bad the last few days. I just sneezed about 15 to 20 times upstairs, but now that I'm outside I'm feeling much better. The team is right behind me. Everyone's packing everything up, and today we are heading only 18 miles, so it will not be that far of a trek. It's also crazy to me that we are at the point where 18 miles is short, where for the average person, I'm sure 18 miles is an extremely long hike. But nonetheless, I believe that the next 5 to 10 days of this journey is going to get a lot more difficult as we are heading more back into remote areas, and the experience we had here in Kabala was 10 out of 10. The accommodations were great, all the food was excellent, and all the people we met were just so lovely and so caring and just so supportive of what we were doing. But I know the communities we are going to today and throughout the next week will also be exactly the same. So I'm very much looking forward to getting back on the road. So you've been a police officer for 13 years, and why did you choose to be a police officer?
Well, it was not really my intention of being a police officer. My intention was like to become a medical doctor.
Gotcha, okay.
Yes, because the one who named me was a medical doctor.
Gotcha.
She was called Dr. Bernadette. And when I was growing up, I thought I would have been a medical doctor.
Okay.
But due to certain circumstances beyond my control,
right,
I was unable.
Okay.
And when I sat to my WAS, I said to myself, how am I going to achieve my dream?
Right.
But there was no one to help. So I decided to enter the seminary, okay, to become a priest. But then the way I saw the priesthood, I said to myself, no, this is not my career.
Right.
Because of certain reasons, which I will not easily mention out to people. What I saw in the seminary and what is portrayed out is not 100%.
Right.
So what I did, I asked a friend of mine whose father was a police officer, but he stays in America.
Okay.
And I had a contact with him through his father, and I begged him. I said, okay, man, there is no job in Sierra Leone, and I've started my work, and how can you help me?
Right.
He said to me, Bernard, I can't call you over here because it's difficult. He said, but what I will do for you, I'll contact my dad so that you can go to a police training school and become a police officer.
Okay, so your friend from the US then got you connected to help you?
Yes, connected to his father.
Okay, to become
a police. But then at the end of the day, I said, no, this was not really my dream of being a police officer, but I have no alternative.
Right.
So I have to go in for policing. And after that, I said to myself, no, it will not only stop here. What I will do is, I will try very hard to at least get some money out of my savings, to get some savings so that I'll get to the university. And it was after some time I got from my salary I saved, and then I applied for my first degree at University of McKinney, where I met you met Tindala. Yes, that is it. And anyway, even though it was not my intention of being a police officer, but I enjoyed doing the job.
Right. Yeah, 13 years is a very long time.
I love the job. It's a noble job, depending on how you carry out your activities.
Right.
Your relationship with the populace.
Yep.
And how you think you can carry out your job, because respect, dignity, your integrity counts a lot.
Right.
So.
And what's your favorite part of being a police officer in Sierra Leone?
Pardon?
What's your favorite part about being a police officer in Sierra Leone?
My favorite part. Favorite part, you mean?
Yeah.
Like, we have various divisions.
Okay.
Various divisions in the Sierra Leone police. But when I was enlisted, I said to myself, at least protecting lives and property does not only mean I'm using pen and paper. No?
Right.
So I said to myself, I'll carry the weapon. So I went into the operations division.
Okay.
Where I was trained as a gunner.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm a paramilitary.
Nice.
officer.
Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah. And I've worked in series, so many divisions. At first I worked in Freetown.
Okay.
And then later they sent me to Kenema. From Kenema I went to Kailan. Kailan I later came to Maishaka.
Yep.
At my 38 checkpoint, the largest checkpoint. And later I was posted again to Kenema. From Kenema to Kono, and I finally find myself here in Kabala 1 month and a week ago to take over as commanding officer.
So you've been all over the country working?
Yeah, sure.
Wonderful.
And I love that.
Yeah, that's
because the more I move, the more I used to my country.
Absolutely.
And the more I know, I understand the culture.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think, what's like the most difficult part of being a police officer here?
The most difficult part?
Yeah.
Well, logistics.
Okay.
Logistics. You mean the most difficult part, the town or the area?
Personally, like what do you find most difficult day to day, or as your job, what do you find most difficult?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to Tango, I understand the question. Logistics is one.
Okay.
The salary is meager.
Yes. How much do you make as a police officer here?
As a police officer, I'm a degree holder.
Okay.
I'm being paid 1,550,000.
And that's per month?
Yeah, per month.
Okay, which is about
I don't,
that's $100
and something.
$150 per month.
$50 per
okay.
month. And the salary is too meager, but
right.
If you have integrity and you love the job,
right,
you won't count the salary.
Right.
Because you vow to serve your people, you vow to serve your nation. So you concentrate on what you vowed for. You do the right job.
Right.
Even though we have some rotten eggs amongst us.
Absolutely.
But I am sure the IG is trying his best to root them out.
For sure. Yes. And there's rotten eggs in
But we have a lot of constraints. Like for example now, like your mission here, they just informed us.
Right.
Come on, you have to give security. And yesterday, because being the commanding officer, I said to my colleagues, in the morning hours we go ahead to Sketa to get fuel.
Right.
Get bikes.
Yep.
But it was only because you changed your plan.
Right.
As you can see, the vehicle didn't move.
Yep.
And we didn't know where you were really heading to. We thought it was Fadugu.
Okay.
Later when we realized you were coming to Bafodia, what I did was to call this of my colleague.
Okay.
The one with the bike. Because that's his personal bike.
Right.
I begged him on the way. Because even if all others return, I will not.
Right.
Yes, until I reach the destination where your people should be, hand over you to the other police officers, and then I will get back.
Okay.
So I called him so that at least he will rescue me.
Right.
He is at the checkpoint, but I called him, please rescue me out.
Right.
Because I will not walk to go, and then at the same time walk again to come back.
Yeah, and that's a very far distance.
No.
So yeah, logistics is definitely a hard thing.
Seriously. For the uniform, it's okay for now.
Okay.
the uniform, because they've supplied us one uniform, and by the special grace of God, they will be doing the same again, maybe before the election.
Okay.
But it's not really easy. It's not easy, but all said and done, we give glory to God.
Right.
Because that's what we have signed for.
Absolutely.
And we have to do the work.
For sure.
That we say we should do. Hey, be careful.
Be careful.
We have to do our level best.
Right, absolutely.
To put Sierra Leone on the top of.
My new shoes.
Right.
Yeah. But
Go
be careful.
Go this way.
Be careful this way.
You see, this nothing do.
The road's getting very bad.
So it's not really easy being a police officer in Sierra Leone.
For sure.
And due to certain attitude of our colleagues, even though I know it could be everywhere, but the attitude of our colleagues sometimes discourage some of us. Yeah, because when you're doing the right thing and others are there doing the wrong thing,
right,
tarnishing the good image of the SLP, you feel discouraged.
Absolutely. You know, it's difficult to always do the right thing and then have a few bad people give a bad image to it.
That is it. It sometimes discourages us, but we have nothing to do, absolutely.
Right.
We'll still fight to make the force a force for good.
Absolutely. So it's a little more light out now, and I think when recording that it was a little difficult to fully see the both of us, but I am very grateful for that conversation that I was able to have with that officer, and it was awesome to just get a little insight into his life and the role of police here in Sierra Leone. And it's awesome that, you know, the SLP is willing to work with us in this endeavor and in this project, walking across the country to raise this awareness. And that's part of what I love about traveling, and just me personally, you know, is what gives me so much life, is conversation with people that I probably would have never met otherwise unless I chose to travel and do these types of things. And so I just feel so energized and so fired up after that conversation, because we have been walking with the police for, you know, since the beginning of the walk, and I've been wanting to have a conversation like that with one of the officers, just to be like, what is life like for you here in Sierra Leone as a police officer? Why did you choose to do this? What do you love? What's good about it? What's difficult? And so I think, you know, I got a good glimpse at that in that conversation. And, you know, things like money and logistics are difficult, but it always comes back to the point of, you know, a lot of people do what they do in this country because of their belief and their love for, you know, the green, white, and blue, their country, and just their love for, you know, the culture and who they are as people. So we are about 8 or 9 miles in, so we still have another 10 miles. The sun is up now, so we are smooth sailing, and we're going to continue on our way. Look at that hill. Probably doesn't even look like it on video, but the hill is like that. Probably gonna die, to be honest with you. You know, I've been walking, pretty conditioned, but some of these hills, man, I tell you, they're tough. Not good. All right, very out of breath, but look at this view. I'm sure the GoPro does it no justice, but unbelievable. Like, we are way up here and there's so many big mountains. I don't know, Sierra Leone, such a beautiful country. Okay, I'm hiding in the bush. I'm gonna scare the team again. They're coming up and they keep calling my name, wondering where I am. Hello? Dusty! Ah! Ah! It didn't work. I'm sad. The boys from the village who have been walking with us just gave me this. They say it's good to eat, so I'm gonna try it. Yeah, I don't know about that. I'll see you in Freetown. So we rested for about 15 minutes and now we are heading back out, and I've received a new name and I'm probably gonna say it wrong, but I believe it's Aguhe, which means white man. So I've now learned how to say white man in I think 4 different languages here. Pumui is white man in Mende. Opato is white man in Timni. Tubabu is white man, and I don't know the in what? In Kanko. Tubabu. And then what's my name now? What's my name now? What's my name now? Ahue. Ahue. And Liba. And Liba. So yeah, you know, interesting. So the police officer that we are with, Officer Bernard, the one that I was speaking to earlier, funny story is that he was actually a student of Hindelo's at the university many years ago here in Sierra Leone. And I was explaining to Officer Bernard how that is how I got connected to Hindelo, as Hindelo was one of my professors in Minnesota in the United States. And it's just a very small world that they were once connected through education, Hindelo being the professor, and now years later they're connected again in Kabala, and the officer is guiding us and escorting us all the way into the next village. And we are just having some good conversations about education. His daughter is a young 14-year-old girl who's at boarding school looking to be a medical doctor, and the officer is looking to get his master's, and just having very awesome conversations about our futures and about our dreams and goals. And I'm just grateful that I'm here in this part of the world, and it's cool to see that, you know, someone that I look up to, that is my brother Hindelo, you know, someone who has had such a good impact on my life and inspired me so much, has also done the exact same for many other people. Good morning, sir. How are you? And so I just wanted to come on and share that experience because, you know, it's not every day that, you know, we find this connection with the people that we're walking with, especially the police. But it was really unique that the connection between the two of them was present today. And I got to learn a lot about the police officer, his life, his dreams, and, you know, see the connection and the relationship between him and Hindelo. But we are just entering the town now, probably a mile or 2 left. And once we get there, we'll decide if we are going to spend the night here or continue on the way. Couscous, one of my favorite meals. Very grateful. We just ate our couscous. I had 2 bowls of it. Feeling large. I'm very in charge. Wow. Probably much needed since I just walked 22 miles, but again, I'm feeling large, very large. I need some sleep. So yeah, I'm gonna check back in later once we have the community ceremony, which I think we're having. I don't know. Just feeling pretty large. Good evening. We are heading to the court berry here in the community. The house that was given to us by the chief is an absolute awesome house. I have my own bedroom, there's running water, there's a toilet, and there's even AC, which I'm not going to use because I'm fine without. But it just proves once again that living in Africa can be a very comfortable experience. And I haven't said much about it yet in my experience, but I very much, now that this is my third time in Sierra Leone, I'm very much pondering and, you know, pushing the idea out there among my friends here that I've thought about possibly moving here to Sierra Leone in the coming year, just because I have a strong desire to continue exploring West Africa to Africa as a whole, as well as parts of the Middle East, and I think being in this part of the world would make that a lot easier. Plus, I have a lot of really good quality friends here, which is something that I've struggled with in the last year. Being in the US, I've lost a lot of friends due to a lot of circumstances. I lost, you know, a partner in a relationship that fell apart, and coming back here has kind of renewed my faith in the idea of having good quality friends. And so I've said that to a couple of my friends here about the idea of living here, and so when the walk is done, we will be looking in Freetown at some properties for me to stay at possibly in the next year. But being at the house today, again, you know, I just thought living here can be a nice, comfortable experience, and it's very just like beautiful. I mean, look at the sunset right now. Abdu has Willow, the small manatee. So yeah, just feeling very grateful after the nap I took this afternoon, and we are heading up to the court berry right there to have our community ceremony, and looking forward to engaging with the community. So we just got done with the community gathering, and it went very well. The women were very grateful to have us in and talk about the issues that they are facing in this community. I'm always grateful for all the laughter that is shared at those meetings. Although we are talking about very serious topics, everyone is very lighthearted and often willing to crack a smile and crack, you know, a laugh or two. But now we're back at the compound, and we are going to have sake, which is cassava leaf, which is my absolute favorite. So I'm very, very excited for that.